Ryan here, and today I'm going to be talking about the differences between the Chartered Financial Analyst designation, the CFA, and a Master's in Finance, typically referred to as an MSF. A little bit about me and why you might want to listen to me on this topic. Back in 2017, I graduated from Texas A&M with a Master's in Science and Finance. And in 2020, I was awarded the CFA charter. So here is my opinion on which one of these two you should be pursuing. First, let's talk cost. The CFA program is a clear winner here, as on a per test basis, between the exam enrollment fees and the prep provider costs that you spend, it will typically be around $1,000 per test. There's only 3 tests, so you can really get through this entire program with spending less than $5,000 USD. And also, while you're doing the CFA, you're typically working at the same time, so you're not taking a year or two off to do this program. You're actually earning a salary, and then you're going home from work and studying when you get home. So from a cost perspective, the CFA is a huge winner. For the MSF, depending on the school you go to, it can cost between $30,000 and $100,000. And typically with the MSF, this is a full-time program, so you have to think about the opportunity cost of the salary that you're foregoing by spending a year doing an MSF. So in this category, definitely CFA. For the second category, let's talk about networking opportunities. I'm ranking the MSF, or the Masters in Finance, as the winner in this category. The CFA is generally a solo mission. You basically are doing all of this by yourself. You're not interacting with people. You're in isolation in your apartment or your house or the library studying alone. With the MSF, you'll go in with a cohort of maybe 50 people that you'll see basically every day for the course of around a year. And so you really get to know these people, and you're going to have these people as connections later in your career when you're looking for jobs, or potentially they're looking for jobs. They can reach out to you, and so it's just a great way to form basically professional relationships. Whereas the CFA, yes, there are CFA societies, but I think of it more as an isolated experience. For the third category, I'd like to talk about prestige. Now, the CFA I'm declaring as the winner here because outside from maybe a few schools, the CFA is going to be viewed as far more prestigious than almost any master's in finance that you could get. And part of why this is because the CFA is something you really have to earn. The pass rates are around 45% for each test. The number of people that will get through all 3 tests that started the program is estimated to be around 10%. Now, that's not an official number, but that's what I've heard estimated. Whereas the MSF is really more of something that you pay for. I mean, you have to earn your spot in the program to even get into a prestigious MSF program in the first place. But once you're there, generally they're not going to flunk anyone. And I mean, people in the finance industry, they understand this, that the MSF is very difficult to achieve, whereas the CFA is very difficult to achieve, whereas MSF, it might be difficult to get enrolled, but once you're there, you're probably going to graduate unless you're like the worst person in your entire cohort. And for the fourth category, I'd like to talk about enjoyment. And I'm ranking the Masters in Finance the clear winner here. So the CFA, like I said before, is an isolated solo mission. It is extremely stressful because most people end up failing. It's very difficult to achieve, so and generally it is not fun. You're just stressed out by yourself, studying all the time after you're done from work. It's not fun. The MSF, you're kind of taking a year off. You're with a bunch of people typically around your age. You're all studying the same things, hanging out, and it's not too difficult. It's challenging and you learn a lot, but it's not quite as stressful. So overall, just from an enjoyment perspective, I definitely enjoyed my time in the Masters of Finance program a lot more than I enjoyed my time pursuing the CFA designation. For the fifth category, I'd like to talk about salary and earnings expectations, and I'm marking the CFA designation as the winner here. Like I said earlier, it's more difficult to achieve. There's a lot less people that have the CFA, so it's a more exclusive club, and it gears itself towards careers in the areas of in investing, financial services, work in financial institutions, hedge funds. And so it's really geared towards these higher, more exclusive career opportunities. The Master's in Science of Finance is not nearly as hard to achieve or prestigious, and depending on the school, it might not be valued as highly. So, from a sheerly salary perspective, I would go towards the CFA if that is what you're solely motivated by. And lastly, I'm including the category of variety. Here I'm marking the Masters of Finance the winner because it is very broad. It can lead its way towards a lot of different careers, whereas the CFA is very niche. If you're getting the CFA, it's only really going to matter to companies or institutions that work in the space of capital markets or investing or financial risk management and these types of things. For an MSF, you could actually get like a master's in finance and decide that you want to go towards a path in accounting or something. I mean, it wouldn't be the ideal degree to get for a career path like that, but it's just generally more broad and more people recognize what a master's in finance is, whereas the only people who really know what a CFA are the people that work in this specific area of finance. To wrap this up, the CFA is the winners in the areas of cost, salary, and prestige. So if you're looking to get the most bang for your buck, spend the least amount of money, make the most amount of money off your time invested in these projects, and get the certification that is the most prestigious, it is definitely the CFA. Now, there's a very human side to this. So the categories that I ranked the MSF better in were variety, networking, and enjoyment. So the CFA is not fun to get because it's a solo mission. You're isolated by yourself studying. The MSF, or the Masters in Finance, is pretty fun to get because you're with a group of people typically around your age who are all studying the same thing, and you're not typically working a job at the same time, so you have a lot of free time once you're done studying. And so I don't know, it depends on the type of person you are, the type of things that you want out of your life, and the type of things you want out of the next 2 years of your life if you're going to pursue one of these things. And it's not that one choice is better or better than the other, but they're just different. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe for more videos just like it. Thank you.